Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire with me, Bring It On. Let's check out Lowland Sands. As you descend from the high mountain paths, you find a small camp nestled in the sand. Tents, tired horses with their legs camped out, campfires crackling. It seems far too active for an ambush to be in wait. A small group approaches, a motley band of kith bearing quality arms and armor. The foremost, a deeply tanned dwarf, raises a hand in greeting. "You're coming down the pass," she asks. "Don't suppose that means you've dealt with those filthy Aetons, does it?" "Who are you?" She blinks and wipes her forehead with a rag. "Suppose that's a fair question?" "I'm Xandrin, and we're the Adragan Adventuring Company out of the Living Lands." As the Adra Ban Adventuring Company interjects a tall, finely armored human with skin like chipped obsidian. The dwarf scoffs. "The last time, Franco. No, it is not. You want to be the Adra Bands, you go be it somewhere else." A pale elf in loose robes, his beard beaded with sweat, sighs and massages his forehead. "About those Aeton," he says. "Let's say I had killed them. How much would that be worth to you?" The adventurers glance among themselves. The dwarf scratches her head. "Honestly, I'd not given it a lot of thought. Usually people pay us to go killing things. But these darn Aeton have been blocking the journey inland for weeks. Darn near crushed Midge with a rock." A small Hearth Orlin nods vigorously. "Too close by half. Almost took my ear off." The dwarf looks you over. You seem a forthright sort. Let's say an even 2,000 copper. In mixed currency, of course. "They are very dead. Now pay up." The woman claps. "Outstanding. Best darn news I've heard in weeks." The Amo is standing behind the dwarf's eyes. "And here I thought we'd have an opportunity to test our mettle on this venture." The robed pale elf glances at her. "Death finds us all in time, Wakka. No need to rush to his embrace." The party Smartwell tosses you a heavy pouch. Your coin, as requested. The dwarf gestures towards the tents. "Seeing as you've gotten our whole venture started up again, the least we could do is let you share our fire for a spell." Join their camp. You step into the camp and come to sit beside a fire. Although it looks like they intended to put it out before you got there, the Amoa feeds it another log. The dwarf gestures to a pot hanging over the flames. "Got some stew left. Fish and vegetables. Nothing fancy." "I'd like to know more about your company." The dwarf taps a scar on her dusky chin. "Well, we formed in the Living Lands. It's where Midge and me hail from." She gestures to the short Orlin. "She's our mindbreaker. Franco here is from Old Valia, a sworn brother of the Darkosi Paladini." The tall man clangs a gauntlet against his breastplate and bows at the waist. Xandrin gestures to the pale elf. "That's Leeslottir, from the White That Wins." He handles the magic. And Wakka, she nods to the island Amoa. Left Rawatai when she ran out of things to put her axe in. Anyone else you see around's a hireling, but still some of the best. We've been all over the Living Lands and Deadfire both. Midge grins. "Right now we're drawing coin off of an Adira noble as members of the Deadfire Archipelago Explorer Society." Orlin chuckles quietly. "More or less." "Well, what are the Living Lands like?" Xandrin inhales deeply. "Absolutely incredible. You've never seen so much green. Birds every color of the spectrum. Lizards like living statues of Gem. And the hunting. Didn't know how much I'd miss it until I left." Midge nods along pensively. "Sure, half the plants are like to try and eat you. At least there's something to see." She scowls out at the desert. "Why do you leave?" Xandrin breaks your gaze, turning her attention to the campfire. "Her dog died." The soldiers say simply, as if noting the weather. The dwarf winces. "Fang's a wolf, not a dog, and a good one besides. I keep him with me." She rests a closed fist between her breasts. Always will. Know anything about this island? The explorer shakes her head with a snort. Hardly seen most of it. Came on land a few miles that way. She jerks a thumb towards the western coast. God's benighted Aeton prevented us from going any further. The Valian grouses, and the Orland's ears bounce with her vigorous nod. The dwarf smiles. We're looking for some ruins that are supposedly out here. Island so desolate, though, it's hard to imagine anyone building on it. It's certainly sandy. Thanks. The Valian laughs, a warm, quick sound that slips away as quickly as it appeared. Quite true. I've sand in places I didn't know I had. I weep for the women who will know me after this place. Orland shakes her head. We all weep for the women with the misfortune to know you. Jealousy. He winks at you. Midge resents my innumerable conquests. Midge crosses her arms in raspberries. Hardly. Yeah, I'm not going to try and steal from them. They seem like good folk. So, eat and rest. Eat with the explorers, sharing tales over the dying fire. Eventually, you call it a night, and they offer you a fallen comrade's tent for the evening. Waking up, you thank the group and take your leave. They wish you safe travels. Okay, let's go see what all the hubbub is down at the corroded wasteland. Dugan, the Hellfire Colossus. That spells trouble. He has his own cutscene. I also think that we have... Yeah, he's one of these guys. I could have told you that he used fire attacks based off his appearance. Interesting. So we can leave if we want. But we'll give it a shot. So being a construct, I'm assuming he's weak to crush damage and lightning damage. Maybe cold damage in this instance? Okay, so the last event, we got good friends, good food, better friends. +2 constitution and +5 all defenses. Pretty good. I'm gonna get Splintered Haft here since it does give us some raw damage. And final say. I will make sure that we are equipped with some consumables before we fight this guy.
Huh?
Well, let's see what happens.
Enemies ahead. I bring your end.
So I was right, he is weak to crush damage and shock damage. Resistant to slashing. Immune to mind afflictions and interrupts. And disease and poison.
Let's go! Lucid! That's not supposed to happen.
Hang in there, buddy. You're not a fan of him doing that.
No use. I can't. Where's the lake now? Multiverse. How could I miss?
Alright, so it does look like our buff wore off already. Oh, it doesn't stack. That's probably why. Fine with me. I feel like I should keep the healing available and not risk using crush damage. He's still unharmed. He has a ton of defenses. I don't really have a way to break them. There's converting damage to health. Let's use the deck of endless possibilities. And we'll throw the beloved Night Doll out.
Horrible.
So I don't have control over those guys, but at the very least they can help.
Very helpful.
Alright, so regeneration might keep us alive here. But he's still unharmed. I don't know if we can even hit this guy. Unless we just get lucky. But he's converting some sort of damage to health. This is one of those situations where I wish you could hover over an enemy and then actually hover over the individual beneficial effects that they have. I mean, some are straightforward, like the immunities and resistances. But I don't know what Hellfire Iron does. Alright, we did land a hit. 5 damage. 2 damage.
Yes?
Better than that.
Well, that's no good. So we had a little bit more time. We didn't. I really just don't think this is a fight we can win at this stage.
That's right.
We're dropping like flies.
Thick worse than rock.
Yeah, and he's gonna out-heal our damage. Oh, I wonder if he's healing from our fire damage, like those Naga did. So it could either be the Hellfire Iron effect, or it could be unlisted like the Naga. Because the Naga didn't have an effect that said they were going to heal from fire damage. But he also doesn't have the 0 resistance to burn damage like the Naga did. If that's the case, then our brand enemy is constantly healing this guy.
That's horrible. The withers on the vine.
Yeah, regardless, I don't think we can win this. We just don't have the means to get through his defenses.
What now?
Yeah, so we'll come back to this at a later date. I think we really need to stack up accuracy against that guy. And maybe bring more crush damage. So I don't know if we have any more in our inventory. Alright, this does some crush damage. Even then, we're not really hitting the guy. I'm assuming all of these pitfall enemies are meant to be tackled later in the game anyway, so
Sure.
let's bow out here. I'm not going to make a same mistake I made with the dragon in the first game. You received an important missive from Captain Aldis. So, you had a little run-in with Ben, and then he dragged it to my doorstep. You could have wiped your feet before you stomped in, but I digress. I know what you did, and I know who you are. And unlike my unfortunately blockheaded second-in-command, I recognize a threat when it smacks me upside the head. So, this is me, Captain Aldis, commander of the gods-darned New Blood Principe, leader of the second largest fleet of pirates, and the gods' freaking Deadfire, inviting you, a terrifyingly powerful and strange watcher, to come and meet with me under the strictest parley at Fort Deadlight. Which is to say, I promise not to gut you when you arrive for dinner and drinks. Looking forward to having a little hearthside chat. I'd like to offer you a partnership of the most glorious and goriest variety. I scratch your back, you gut my enemies from hip to jaw. We laugh at their deaths over a bottle of the finest rum. Oh, and when you come, bring some candied nuts. Your newest and dearest friend, Aldis. P.S. This is not a trap. Well, I'm convinced. This island messed us up. 2 reloads? Our first 2 reloads, in fact. On the same island. I do think if I was fully committed to beating this guy right now, we could probably eke out a victory. I just don't know if it's worth the trouble at this stage. Yeah, because we're only level 12. I don't have unique armor for my main character yet. So, we'll hold off on it for now. There's probably some way to cheese him. That's not my playstyle. Well, unless you consider waiting, leveling up, and getting better equipment is cheesing. Alright, Dower Old Forwin. Gallowayne's Bounty. Let's win this fight real quick. Make up for the fight we just had to leave. Hello, frame rate.
No good.
Hey,
No, I cannot do that. Lava will be on sync.
That's not supposed.
I think that's beyond me. I am
Take
ready.
that.
yeah?
Take him down.
I'm not sure I can.
Well, the captain's down at least.
Death to those who oppose the Republic!
What now?
Huh? Let's go.
What do you need?
Alright, just a weather wizard to go. Decent food as well. Also, if I swapped out my party members, I might be able to fight him now. Bring more shock damage with Tekehu. And maybe Facina. I think we could have... I mean, we definitely could have lasted longer. I was holding off on some of my healing, since it was taking us so long to do damage to him in the first place. I didn't know how long we were going to be fighting him. I didn't want to burn through all my healing right out the gate. But it may have been worth it. Alright, swing a little east, then we head north back to Neketaka to follow up on Seraphin's quest. Also want to revisit all the merchants there. Straight down real quick. And yeah, I said merchant's a little weird. Didn't want to come out of my mouth. Merchants or something. Hello there. A solitary rice farm. It looks bountiful enough to welcome trade. You like trading. Alright, got more of this fog of war. Avoid the storm. And then straight to Neketaka. Oh, more slavers. Let's take care of these guys real quick. Experience, money, and loot.
Mo, Ixie, on.
No good.
That would be a no.
I mess them up, guys.
To happen.
Collapsing the guys behind us.
Watch your fire.
And cut our way forward. Oh, I actually took a big hit on a dare there. Oh, I didn't see that one. Didn't see the slaver standing behind us.
I think not.
I do want to swap out real quick. I think it was her. Right, what does she have equipped? Yeah, that goofy robe. Oh yeah, then Constantine, does he have... Yeah, I want to give him Poleaxe. And give him this, since we usually only use him for boarding actions. He's often by himself on the enemy ship anyway. So he's going to get a lot of use out of Wahai Poroga's unique effect. The Reckless Cyclone. But this is also fine for now. Though this may be useful for that Colossus we were just fighting. Yeah, we'll do that. Now keep this on hand. I feel like we're always lacking crush damage when we need it. Alright, I'm going to call it here. Next time we'll enter Neketaka. I'll follow up on Seraphine's quest. I do want to revisit all the merchants to make sure I didn't miss anything. We have a decent amount of money right now. So it might be more worthwhile to upgrade some of my equipment. Especially the weapons and armor I know I'm going to keep. Some of this stuff is always subject to change. Like, if I find another better Warhammer, this will disappear. But I'll probably never get rid of Whispers of the Endless Paths or... like Aloth's armor, of course. Always has an upgrade to legendary. Because how many emeralds am I going to find throughout the game? Be a little picky. And, oh, and also, Jody's equipment, I'm never going to get rid of. It's probably safe to upgrade that to legendary. Stuff like that. And shields aren't too bad to upgrade. I mean, gold-wise, they're pretty pricey, but the resources aren't bad. Well, at least they're lantern. I don't know what my shield costs. Yeah, are relatively common resources. But okay, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.